Let's do this. Oh, I didn't realize I could move around. Flurs. Whee! Turning.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Shit, no, that's not what I wanted. Go away. Come back to options. No, I don't want inverted. Reticle. No. I forgot it is kind of subtitled. Okay. I have played this before.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Environmental. Alright. Fwank. No, I said fwank. You're supposed to close.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Squeak!
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Okay, it says the Finches. So, do we go right path or left path? Let's go left path. Or right path. This is the right. Duh, I know my left and my right.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh dear! The fuck dropped in front of me? I'm assuming that was a leaf.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
I I love how like the staircase and everything is set up with like the little planter things on the side. But I tend to like kill plants and stuff. So if this were my house, they'd be all dead over here and all over the fucking place. Like little deck area too, kind of looking out over the water.
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Really? The dragon in the pond killed her husband. And it's still there. Weird.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
What's there to be afraid of? I mean, it's a cool looking house. I mean, I know why she's afraid of the house, but like... 'cause I've played the game before. But, like... it's back in the woods. I love it. I'm a weirdo. Okay. Hi, door. Do you work here?
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Well, damn. Gary's patting mix. Plus fertilizer. Woohoo! How long has that been there? See, if it were me, I'd be trying to get in the garage and some shit like that. Like this way, instead of the way you're supposed to go. That's pretty modern. Recyclables. And garbaggio. Trash only, no recyclables. Alright, let's do this. Door? No, that's not dangerous at all. No animals could get through
Crawling through
that.
the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Okay, more of that stupid potting soil stuff. Oh my gosh. Hello, freezer. Working bench. I'm still getting over my throat infection, so like... tennis balls. I wonder what car is underneath there. If there's a car underneath there. Or if it's just something to look like it. Like, I'd be trying to get all the shit out of the house at this point.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Okay, so there's plates.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Loving memory, Lewis Finch. December 27th, 1988 to November 21st, 2010. Beloved brother to Edith, son of Dawn, great-grandson to Edie. Memorial service, Finch Family Cemetery, 2141 Fireweed Road. Shiny. Sorry. I'm easily distracted.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Okay.
Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Apple pie. That looks good. I want some apple pie. Shit sounds amazing. Wow, that's a lot of cans. Holy shit.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Uh-oh.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Nope, we don't talk about Barbara. We don't talk about Barbara. No, no, no. We won't talk
Even
about
the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
It sank? It sank. What kind of books we got here? Hunter's Roast, Wild Feast. They're all cookbooks. Weird recipes. I would write a book like that. Weird recipes. Labyrinth. The Aleph? The Book of Sand. House of Leaves. The Book of Wonder. 51 Tales. Curse and the Wise Woman. The Weird. Gravity's Rainbow. The East of the Sun and West of the Moon. Swedish Folk Tales. Norse Myths. Homeschooling Essentials. Solitude and the Sublime. Neat. They have lots of, like, the same books. Oh. So, fireplace. Check this out. Okay. Wow, they have lots of friggin' books. Oh my god. Nice chair. Definitely like the old school chairs. Let's see.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Now that is a scary sight. I know it's weird, but that's the one of the things that scared me is seeing a wheelchair without somebody in it, and especially with an oxygen tank next to it. Gives me the shivers. I don't know why. That and dolls. I don't understand that, but you know, it's me. And birds. Becky don't like birds. And then we end up back in the kitchen area, so let's go upstairs first and see what trouble we can get into in there, because this door is locked because it's got all that foam shit around it. So let's go upstairs.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Okay. Molly's room.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
That's funky. Okay, so let's go in here.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
I mean, it doesn't look like it's a bad room. I mean, there's nothing in it. Fish and trees and a window.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Hey, we found out what our key led to.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
That's kind of neat.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Okay, let's do this.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
It's Molly's room. That's kind of creepy that there's a doorway.
This was gonna lead.
Like, who would think that that would lead out into, like, another bedroom? That's so effing weird. But anyway. Now you guys kind of get to see why.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
This is kind of where I got my inspiration for my first 2 stories aside from playing the game. Or first 3 stories aside from playing the game. This is kind of the game that kind of set me on my writing journey. And I'm finally going to write what I wanted to with this. So if you see like pauses or whatever and hear rustling in the background, don't mind it because I'm just jotting down notes.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Nice, Molly.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I forgot how... Oh, I remember now. This is very, like, wild and crazy. So I'm just gonna warn you ahead of time, this is kind of like a weird game. But, like... I love how they have, like, the year and the month that they last were, like, alive or last were around in here.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Molly.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about eating the gerbil. That's fucked up. I'm assuming that's the only thing I can really do is eat the gerbil. Bathroom.
I kept eating and eating.
She ate toothpaste? Dude, Mal.
I ate a lot of things that night. My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Ew. See, at least she didn't eat the gerbil. That's all I have to say.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly... was a cat.
I told you it was weird. Alright, kitty. What are we doing? Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
I lost the bird. Birdie. Where did you go?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Ew.
Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
My cat is snoring.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Flop, flop, flop.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
I suck at these kind of games.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Come on,
I
monster
was
thing.
big, but I moved real quiet.
I just made a huge circle. Hi Katie, you enjoying your nap?
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
You know where we are?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
That's dark.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
I always wanted to learn more about Molly. Thought that was like, you know, her imagination was crazy, but like,
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
mm-hmm. I'm trying to look around for stuff I might have missed. So there's the shark. That might be her ashes. Because you know how they make those necklaces that have like the ashes inside? That might be an idea. See, here's the idea thing. This is how my brain works. Hi, Mr. Sure. Sorry, kitty break. Kitty flash inspiration. Oh my god, this thing's heavy. Ugh. Okay. So my thought with Molly is that she was bitten by a snake that somehow got in through her window, and that she, suffered from the bite. But I could be wrong, and I probably am wrong. But, yeah. So... Oh, I can open the window. There's a cat. Nice. I forgot that's how I get out of Molly's room. Is going out through the window. But yeah. So that's Molly.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Oops. Come on, close. Mysteries of death and thereafter. Maybe he dabbled in something that he shouldn't have. Hi, Mr. Cute Cat. Too many books. Sven and Edie. And of course there has to be a fucking bird, doesn't it? Pills.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
She's young at heart, that's why. What was she reading? Norwegian folk tales.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
I like Edie.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
I don't want to go out that door because I don't want to not be able to do that one. So let's check out the store real quick. And then if worse comes to worse, we'll come back in. You can't come in because it's one of the sealed doors, right? And there's a peephole there. Okay. Wow.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Wow. That's pink.
It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Cool. Does that say Calvin Finch? Milton. Oh, the twins room. Okay, so this is Sam, right? Or is this Calvin?
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
That one was sad.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Barbara!
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Oh, that's a cake. How long has that been in there? Gross. Hi, baby. I like this one.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Ow!
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight. The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and... was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara,
Poor Walter.
tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Ew!
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Wah, wah, wah.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
So Edie made all these little wood carving plaque things for all of her dead relatives. Oh, why'd I crawl back in there? I don't want to go back in there. No, 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 no. Come back, come back, come back. I don't want to go back in there yet. I want to still look around Barbara's room for a little bit. See if there's anything I missed about Miss Barbara. There's a guitar. I guess I have to go this way. Alright, go. Get in the box. What's in the box?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Of course.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Okay.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Well, maybe it's time we play with it again. Got it.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
He was the one that so far has lived the longest. 1952
Goodbye,
to 2005.
everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine.
Why is it being so slow?
That's what kept me sane.
Oh, that's why.
having a schedule, living for today.
Hey, Juice.
I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
76.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Hey, Juice. Does this guy live on beaches?
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Hey, Juice.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Okay, where do I go? Oh, duh.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with 1 real day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
He got hit by a train.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Wow.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
True.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
She died on her birthday. Calvin was 11. How are you, Calvin? My cat's name is Calvin. Sorry, Bubba. Didn't mean to wake you up, Bubby. Molly was 10.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
33. He was 33. Gregory was a year. Not even a year. Oh my God. Almost 2, actually.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
It's her dad. Died in 2002.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
I'll move on. No, 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 no. Come back, go back, go back, go back, go back. I don't want to do that yet.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Maybe if I go over there after I talk or do Sam's.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Aw.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it sound like I'm done? Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess.
I know there's something I have to be looking for, but I don't see anything. That was either going to be like a deer or a bear or something.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced, whenever you're ready. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break here and come back in a second. Sorry about that. Needed to go get a drink and use the facilities. Alright, let's get back to it. I'm gonna go back over here. Nothing about K. Alright, cool.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh, I hate doing this next one.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw. It sure made him happy.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
I wish he could have told us.
Hold on, I don't want to.
About the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
My controller just riveted. Froggy baby. Gus.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Wow. Greg, be a baby. Wow. This one kind of made me think that this was like an afterthought. Like, Sam's kids were kind of like an afterthought, maybe? At least in Edie's eyes. Like, this seemed like an annex. You know what I mean? I mean, this floor isn't even done. So there's sealed door. How exactly would you unseal the doors? Like seriously, I'm genuinely curious. How would you unseal doors like that? See if I'm going the right way. If I'm going the right way, I get, like, insight, I guess. I can't jump down the path because I'm 22 weeks pregnant, but let's see, can I climb? Okay, so there's like nothing I can do here. Awesome. Hey. There's gotta be another room somewhere. Excuse me. Oh, maybe over here? Ah, that's just the door. I'm trying to hit buttons, but nothing is happening. It's dark now, so... And why doesn't Dawn have a bed? Is that because she moved out? At 22 weeks, your belly would not be that fucking pronounced. Well, maybe you would. Maybe it would. Alright, I have no idea where to go from here. No. Obviously I can go down, so does that mean I'm supposed to go down? I'm missing something. I have to be. Because every time I come in here, I save, right? Yeah. Oh, haha. That was dumb.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Until...
But it didn't last.
Another goddamn gerbil.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
She's almost perpetrating the curse to continue. And anyway, who is building these fucking rooms? Because, like...
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
that's fun. There's no, like, to go back to Mom's room. Alright, I've been playing for about 2 hours, so I think I'm going to stop it here. So it looks like we have Lewis, Dawn, and Edie to kind of get through, so we'll pick it up again later. Bye.